there is a specific age that every person fears. It is the age the Beatles warned us about. They asked, "Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?" Jim Carrey has now reached that number, but he isn't asking to be needed, and he certainly isn't asking to be fed by the hands of Hollywood. Most people reach this milestone and panic. They try to cling to their youth. They try to glue the mask back on, but Jim has done the opposite. He has decided that 64 is not the end of the show. It is the moment the actor finally leaves the stage. He calls it the great unmasking. It is the realization that the character he played for 30 years, the funny man, the movie star, the legend, was never actually him. And if you are watching this, feeling the weight of your own history, Jim has a hard truth for you. You have spent your entire life protecting a person who doesn't exist, and the greatest relief of your life is letting that person go. Why do we wear masks in the first place? We don't do it to be deceptive. We do it to survive. From the time you were a child, you realized that certain behaviors got you love, and certain behaviors got you punished. So you started building. You built the good student. You built the hard worker. You built the responsible parent. You laid brick upon brick, until you had built a fortress around your true self. Jim Carrey built the biggest, loudest mask in the history of entertainment. He built a character that was invincible, hilarious, and desperate for approval. He said, "I created this thing, this Jim Carrey persona, to be a lightning rod for attention, to be loved by everyone, everywhere." And it worked. It worked better than anyone could have imagined. We all do this. Your mask might not be a frantic comedian. Your mask might be the stoic provider or the perfect homemaker. You spent your 20s, 30s, and 40s polishing this mask. You defined yourself by it. It became your avatar in this reality. You thought the mask was you, but the problem with masks is that they are heavy. They require constant energy to hold up, and when you hit your 60s, you get tired. Why does this unmasking happen now? Why in our 60s? Because the props are being removed. The career that defined your mask is ending. The children who needed your mask have moved away. The physical vitality that supported the mask is fading. At 64, reality starts to break through the illusion. Jim hit this wall hard. He had all the money, all the fame, and he found himself in a profound depression. But his interpretation of that depression is what changed everything. He stopped seeing it as a mental illness. He saw it as a spiritual revolt. He said, "Deep rest is what your body needs. When it's tired of playing the character you've been playing, your body is saying, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be the avatar." This is the crisis. The avatar, the character that you present to the world, is going on strike. It is exhausted from decades of performance. When you feel that deep weariness in your soul, that lack of interest in the old games, do not mistake it for failure. It is the sound of the glue failing. The mask is slipping, and for the first time in your adult life, the raw, unprotected skin underneath is exposed to the air. It is terrifying, but it is necessary. So what remains when the mask falls off? This is the hardest part for us to grasp because we are addicted to being someone. Jim realized that Jim Carrey, the movie star, the name on the birth certificate, was just an idea, a story. And if it's just a story, You don't have to keep writing it. Here's how Jim described this shift in his life. I used to be a noun. Now I'm a verb. A noun is a fixed thing. A noun has a reputation to defend. A noun has a past and a future to worry about. A verb is just action. A verb is just happening. At 64, you are afforded the luxury of becoming a verb. You can just be. You can just do. When you stop protecting the mask, you become bulletproof. You realize that all the pain, all the anxiety, all the fear of judgment you felt your whole life, it was never happening to the real you. It was happening to the character. It was happening to the mask. The real you, the observer behind the eyes, was never touched. It was just watching the movie. There is one final, terrifying reason why the mask must come off in the third act of life. The mask is afraid of death. The avatar you built, your name, your status, your history, knows its time is limited. It knows it is going to be forgotten. So as we age, the avatar panics. It scrambles for legacy. It wants to build monuments. It screams, "Remember me." But your soul behind the mask, it has no such fear. Jim Carrey realized something that sounds insane to the average person, but is the ultimate truth for the seeker. He said, "I don't exist. There are things happening, but there is no me doing them." To the ego, this sounds like oblivion. To the mask, this sounds like a nightmare. But to the soul, this sounds like home. If you are not the character, then you cannot be destroyed when the movie ends. You are simply the screen that the movie was projected onto. At 64, you have a choice. You can spend your remaining years trying to prop up the character. You can dye your hair. You can chase the applause. You can demand that the world still needs you, just like the Beatles song asked. Or you can let the sand fall. You can realize that hope is a beggar. Hope walks through the fire, begging for a better future. Faith leaps over the fire. But the person who has taken off the mask, they become the fire. Jim Carrey at 64 is no longer playing the game. He isn't trying to be funny. He isn't trying to be wise. He is simply present. He has realized that he is not the painting. He is the canvas. And the canvas does not fear the brushstrokes. This is the invitation of your 60s. It is not a time of loss. It is a time of subtraction. You subtract the noise. You subtract the expectations. You subtract the you that was never really you, and what remains is the only thing that is real. If you have made it this far, you are likely part of the few who are ready to stop performing. Most people will click away. They are not ready to drop the mask. They are still addicted to the noise. But if you are ready to explore the silence, welcome. This channel is dedicated to the third act, to the truth that comes when the show is over. If you want to walk this path with us, subscribe to the Fresh Act. We don't promise to make you happy. We promise to tell you the truth. The performance is over. Welcome to reality.